Hi guys, this video is about the moon card. Um, okay, this video is about the moon card in the tarot, and I'll be working with the Rider-Waite, the Crowley, as well as the Wizard of Odd tarot cards, and let's start. So with the Rider-Waite, we see here the moon, of course, the yacht, pathway, the crayfish crawling up out of the waters of the subconscious. Let me focus. Our tamed nature, our tamed nature, our wild nature or untamed nature are represented by these two dogs. And beyond that lies the pool of the subconscious. And within that dwells this form of consciousness, of beingness. And it arises up out of that pool of the subconscious and crawls onto the land, onto the known, and then it has to make its way past these portals to the waking consciousness or the waking awareness, right? So it's that awareness that rises out of deep within you, okay? The Crowley Tarot dives even deeper into this whole thing. And the Crowley Tarot can get a little creepy sometimes, like in this moon card. It's definitely depicting a feminine energy, so a passive energy, a receptive energy, an allowing energy. And we see here Kefra, which is the scarab, the Egyptian scarab, pushing the disk of the sun. The sun represents consciousness. Kefra is an aspect of the sun god, right? And so this consciousness is awareness is deep within the layers of the subconscious. And it's being moved through to illuminate the subconscious and to see what's going on down there, basically. The two gods standing at the portals to consciousness and awareness waking are Anubis over here, Anubis is a kind of psychopomp which helps people or beings to enter into the realm of the dead. But here he's being shown as watching and guarding the way and helping consciousness into the subconscious. And over here we have Set, who is also a very mercurial kind of trickster, kind of war god. And he doesn't feel too comfortable. This represents also Mercury in Pisces, and that it doesn't do too well. Mercury doesn't do too well there. And that we can't use the tools of our waking consciousness to move around in the subconscious. It doesn't really work, right? The jackals are there to eat up everything that needs to be taken away, that needs to be discarded, that needs to be removed. And we see here the blue sphere of the earth, and it's kind of eclipsing the moon, which shows up as a crescent. And here we have the letter Kaf, which connects to the Wheel of Fortune, which shows that once you've moved through this energy of the moon, that it's a liberating time. It's something liberating that happens, and there's a liberation that happens. Then we see a womb here, but it's not fertile. It has to release this. It's very feminine here, as we can see as well, and it's releasing this whatever. But it's the yacht, and the yacht is representative of these aspects of consciousness that are fertile but haven't yet sprouted life, right? They need to be planted into something. And so they're being released with a flood of blood, menstrual blood, semen, and milk or water, depending, into the subconscious. So pretty, interesting, huh? So anyhow, what does the moon card represent? It's also the card of Pisces. And the moon card has to do with decision making, actually, right? Decision making and what we decide for. Do we decide for our real selves, right? Our real authentic selves, which dwells at the bottom here and which is pretty much unknown to us unless we make the effort to get to know it? Or do we continue to decide for that part of us which has been created, that created persona which has been created to satisfy the demands and needs of the societies that we live in, right? Or the families, cultures, societies, groups that we live in. And it really shows the mystery of self-discovery, and that if you dive deep within yourself, you find all these treasures and these gold, and you allow your own self to come up and out. But because it moves through illusion, and this consciousness illuminates everything that you believed in that isn't true, it can be very disconcerting. It can be a very unstabling, destabilizing process that not many can see through to the very, very utmost end, because it destroys everything that you ground your faith and your belief in, right? So the most people that do well with the energies of the moon are those that have built up a strong character or strong integrity, strong not personality, right? Not personality. That's the outer, that's the persona. But within them, strong guideposts or a strong paradigm towards something positive and beneficial, right? The moon card is also, it can be very romantic because it's so illusionary and it's so moon-like and deceptive in a way, right? And it's really very magical too. It is connected to, because of with the other cards, we were talking about how they're all connected to other cards within the deck. So this is the number 18. So of course it's the moon, which is self-reflection. And then it's connected with the number 9, which is the hermit. So looking within. Then in the minor arcana, it's connected to the nines of the minor arcana. So the 9 of cups, which would be happiness, the 9 of wands, which would be strength, the 9 of pentacles, which would be gain, and the 9 of swords, which would be cruelty towards the self, right? So this self-reflection can be very cruel as well, can awaken some deeply traumatizing things, right? Or awarenesses. Then on this beautiful card, the Wizard of Odd card, we see here the Pisces symbol, Pisces, and we've got down here Lagus. And Lagus is the rune that is connected with it the most. Lagus belongs to the goddess Nertus, and Nertus is one of the oldest goddesses. This is Lagus, the oldest goddesses of the Nordic pantheon, and she is an ancient sea goddess, and she was married to Nirod, who is also a sea god, and together they became the parents of Frey and Freya. Oops. So let's see here. Lagus represents the subconscious, but it also represents water, long distance, distance over water, long distance travel, also dreams, anything to do with the subconscious, but also magic and sorcery, right? It's one of the runes that's used to gain power over others in special magical ways, and it's worked with to gain influence or access to the subconscious of someone else, which can be very, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you how to do that. No. So anyhow, it's the moon card. When it shows up in a reading, what can it mean? It can mean dreams. It can mean trauma, right? It can show that someone has been traumatized and that they've hidden some aspects of their trauma deep within themselves. They need to discover some deeply hidden things. It can mean secrets. It can mean distrust, malevolence, deception, illusion, trickery, sorcery, not being able to think clearly, so confusion. It can also mean taking the time to grow something. And when I say that, it's kind of like this time period of travel, right? So waiting for something to develop, or this time period of being pregnant, waiting for something to develop. But also magnetizing things to you, because the moon is magnetic. It attracts, it draws to. So it's also representative of that, magnetizing things to you, drawing things to you, attracting things to you. Okay? Okay, guys, so if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm more than willing to and happy to communicate with you. And otherwise, stay tuned for more in this series. Take care.